Imagine owning a fleet of private jets, a garage full of the world's rarest cars, and multiple mansions across the globe. For the Arab billionaires on this list, that's just another day in their extraordinarily lavish lives. Get ready to have your mind blown by the unbelievable wealth and opulence of these 10 individuals. Suhail Bahwan. Arab billionaire Suhail Bahwan, the Omani magnate who's sitting on a mind-blowing net worth of $2.5 billion. This guy's wealth comes from all over the place: trading, construction, healthcare, you name it. His conglomerate, Suhail Bahwan Group Holding, has its fingers in everything from fertilizers to IT. But enough about business, let's talk about how Bahwan spends all that cash. For starters, the man owns multiple insanely opulent residences that make your dream house look like a shack. We're talking about the epitome of luxury living here, and don't even get me started on his fleet of rare and expensive cars. This dude's garage is like a museum of automotive masterpieces. But wait, there's more. Bahwan's also got a thing for the high seas. He owns private yachts that put cruise ships to shame. Imagine sipping champagne on the deck of your own floating palace while your crew caters to your every whim. That's just another day in the life of Suhail Bahwan. Now, you might be thinking, with all that money, this guy must be a selfish jerk. But hold up, because Bahwan's a pretty generous dude. He's big on philanthropy and giving back to the community. We're talking healthcare initiatives, educational programs, and all sorts of other good deeds aimed at making life better for those in need. So there you have it, Suhail Bahwan, the Omani billionaire who's living the ultimate royal lifestyle while still finding time to be a real-life superhero. Abdullah Al Futtaim and family, sitting on a mind-blowing net worth of $2.5 billion. These guys are the ultimate automotive giants, with their wealth primarily coming from their car dealerships and retail empires. Picture this. You're cruising down the streets of the UAE in your fancy ride, and chances are it came from one of Al Futtaim's dealerships. They've got the exclusive rights to sell Toyotas and Hondas in the region, which means they're the kings of the car game. But that's not all. They've also got their hands in a bunch of other businesses, from real estate to healthcare. Now, let's talk about how the Al Futtaim family spends all that cash. For starters, they've got some of the most insanely luxurious properties you've ever seen. We're talking private islands, sprawling mansions, and villas that make your jaw drop. And don't even get me started on their fleet of high-end vehicles. These guys have got garages that would make any car enthusiast weep with joy. But what sets the Al Futtaims apart is their mind-blowing collection of rare and expensive cars. They've got rides that most people can only dream of owning, from limited edition supercars to vintage classics. It's like they've got their automotive museum, and they're not afraid to take those babies out for a spin. Of course, when you're as loaded as the Al Futtaims, you can't just settle for any old yacht. Nah, these guys have got private islands and luxury boats that are floating palaces. Imagine kicking back on the deck of your paradise, sipping on some top-shelf champagne while your crew waits on you hand and foot. That's just another day in the life of Abdullah Al Futtaim and his family. So there you have it, the automotive giants who are living the ultimate royal lifestyle. Mohammed Mansour. See who we got here, Mohammed Mansour, the Egyptian tycoon who's sitting on a colossal $2.5 billion fortune. This guy's wealth is on another level, and it's all thanks to his massive automotive distribution and real estate empires. When it comes to living large, Mansour's got it down to a science. He's got luxury resorts scattered across the globe, each one more jaw-dropping than the last. We're talking private beaches, world-class amenities, and service that'll make you feel like royalty. But that's just the beginning of his extravagant lifestyle. Mansour's also got a serious thing for private jets. He's got a fleet of these bad boys at his disposal, ready to whisk him away to any corner of the earth at a moment's notice. And when he's not jetting off to some exotic locale, you can bet he's living it up in one of his insanely opulent mansions. But what sets Mansour apart is his mind-blowing art collection. This guy's got a serious eye for masterpieces, and he's not afraid to shell out big bucks to add to his collection. We're talking rare paintings, one-of-a-kind sculptures, and other works that would make any art aficionado drool with envy. Of course, when you're as loaded as Mansour, you can afford to indulge in some pretty crazy personal interests. He's known for his over-the-top purchases, from custom-built sports cars to private islands. If there's something out there that screams ultimate luxury, you can bet Mansour's got his eye on it. But here's the crazy part. Despite all his insane wealth and extravagant spending habits, Mansour's fortune just keeps growing. In 2023, his net worth reportedly shot up by a staggering 44%, proving that this guy's got the Midas touch when it comes to business. So there you have it, Mohammed Mansour, the Egyptian billionaire who's living life on a whole different level. With his mind-boggling net worth and endless array of luxury assets, this guy's in a league of his own. Abdullah bin Ahmed Al Ghurair and family. Sitting pretty at number 7 with a whopping $2.6 billion to their name. These Emirati elites are the cream of the crop in the UAE, with their fingers in all sorts of lucrative pies. We're talking banking, food and real estate. The Al Ghurairs have got it all on lock. They're the masterminds behind Mashreq Bank, one of the UAE's top dogs in the financial world. And let's not forget about Al Ghurair Foods, a heavyweight in the Middle Eastern food industry. These guys aren't just dabbling, they're dominating. But what's a few billion without a place to call home? The Al Ghurairs have got that covered too, with palatial pads that'll make your jaw drop. We're talking grandeur and opulence on a whole new level, complete with all the bells and whistles you could ever dream of. And when they're not kicking back in their lavish cribs, you can bet they're rubbing elbows with the elite at some of the UAE's most exclusive clubs and organizations. But here's the thing, the Al Ghurairs aren't just about the glitz and glam. They're also known for their big hearts and generous spirits. The family is all about giving back to their community, with major contributions to education and development through the Abdullah Al Ghurair Foundation for Education. They're supporting the brightest minds in the Arab world, and that's something to be admired. When it comes to their lifestyle, the Al Ghurairs are the perfect blend of old-school Emirati culture and modern-day luxury. Hussein Sajwani, the real estate mastermind who's sitting on a jaw-dropping $2.7 billion fortune. This guy is not just rich, he's I own my own private island rich. And where's all that dough coming from? 2 words, Damak Properties. Sajwani's the brains behind this powerhouse development company that's been cranking out some of the most insanely luxurious properties in the Middle East. But let's talk about how Sajwani likes to spend his hard-earned cash. For starters, he's got a serious thing for yachts. And we're not talking about your average run-of-the-mill boats here. No, Sajwani's got a fleet of floating palaces that put the lux in luxury. These bad boys are decked out with every amenity you can imagine, from top-of-the-line entertainment systems to gourmet kitchens that would make Gordon Ramsay jealous. And when he's not cruising the high seas in style, Sajwani's living it up in the friendly skies. He's got a collection of private jets that'll make your head spin, including a Gulfstream G650 that's a 5-star hotel with wings. I mean, this thing's got all the bells and whistles, plush leather seats, state-of-the-art entertainment systems, and even a full-size shower. Because why not, right? But Sajwani's not just about the big-ticket items, he's also got a serious car addiction, with a garage full of the most exclusive rides money can buy. We're talking Rolls-Royces, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, you name it, he's probably got it. And let's be real, when you're worth $2.7 billion, you can afford to have a different car for every day of the week, and then some. Now, let's talk about what sets Sajwani apart. His real estate game. This guy's not just developing properties, he's creating masterpieces. And he's not doing it alone either. Sajwani's got a knack for partnering with some of the biggest names in luxury, like Versace, Fendi, and even Bugatti. Together, they're creating some of the most exclusive and sought-after properties in the world. Take the Damak Towers, for example. This bad boy's a collaboration with Paramount Hotels and Resorts, and it's basically like living in a Hollywood movie. We're talking themed apartments, a screening room, and even a private cinema. It's the kind of place where you half expect to bump into Tom Cruise in the elevator. So yeah, Hussein Sajwani's living the high life, and he's got the toys to prove it. But what's impressive is how he's managed to grow his fortune, even in the face of global economic challenges. According to Forbes Middle East, Sajwani's wealth shot up by a staggering 66.7% compared to 2022. That's the kind of financial wizardry that separates the billionaires from the millionaires. But as impressive as Sajwani's wealth and lifestyle are, he's not even the richest telecom tycoon on our list. Taha Mikati, ready for more billionaire action? Buckle up, because we're diving into the world of Taha Mikati, the telecom tycoon who's been making waves with his jaw-dropping $3.2 billion fortune. This guy didn't just stumble into success, he built an empire from the ground up, and now he's living the high life like you wouldn't believe. So where did all that cash come from? 2 words: telecommunications. Mikati's the mastermind behind Investcom, a company that's been dominating the telecom game in the Middle East and beyond. And when he sold it to MTN Group for a cool $5.5 billion back in 2006, his wealth skyrocketed to a whole new level. But enough about business, let's talk about how Mikati's been spending all that dough. For starters, he's got a serious thing for real estate. We're talking high-end properties all over the globe, each one more luxurious than the last. And when he's not kicking back in one of his palatial pads, you can bet he's rubbing elbows with the elite at some of the world's most exclusive clubs and organizations. But Mikati's not just about the big-ticket items. He's also got a serious car addiction, with a garage full of rare and expensive rides that'll make your head spin. I mean, when you're worth $3.2 billion, you can afford to have a different car for every day of the week. Now, here's where things get interesting. Taha's not the only Mikati brother with a serious fortune. His brother Najib is also sitting pretty with a net worth of $3.2 billion. And he's been making waves in the political world as the Prime Minister of Lebanon. Talk about a power duo, right? But while Najib's got the political clout, Taha's got the lifestyle. According to Forbes, Lebanese Prime Minister Najib Mikati and his brother Taha are the biggest gainers this year, having both seen their wealth increase by $700 million each. That's the kind of financial wizardry that separates the billionaires from the millionaires. So yeah, Taha Mikati's living the high life, and he's got the toys to prove it. But what's impressive is how he's managed to build a telecom empire that's the envy of the industry. And with a net worth that just keeps climbing, there's no telling what kind of luxury he'll be indulging in next. But as impressive as Taha's wealth and lifestyle are, he's not the only Mikati brother making waves in the billionaire world. Najib Mikati. So we got another billionaire on deck, and this one's a real heavy hitter. I'm talking about Najib Mikati, the Prime Minister of Lebanon, who's sitting on a cool $3.2 billion. Yeah, you heard that right. This guy's not just a politician, he's a straight-up telecom tycoon. So where's all that cash coming from? 2 words: Investcom. That's the company Mikati built from the ground up, and it's been making waves in the telecom industry for years. But here's the thing: when you're worth $3.2 billion, you ain't just sitting around counting your money. Nah, Mikati's out there living the high life like you wouldn't believe. First of all, this guy's got a serious thing for private jets. I mean, why fly commercial when you can have your own personal plane, right? And we're not talking about some rinky-dink Cessna here. No, Mikati's got a fleet of top-of-the-line jets that'll get him anywhere in the world in style. But that's just the beginning. Mikati's also got a real estate portfolio that'll make your jaw drop. We're talking mansions, villas, and penthouses all over the globe, each one more extravagant than the last. And when he's not kicking back in one of his palatial pads, you can bet he's out there indulging in the finest cuisine money can buy. But here's where things get really interesting. See, Mikati's not just a billionaire, he's also the Prime Minister of Lebanon. And when you're in a position like that, your wealth and your politics start to intersect in some pretty fascinating ways. On the one hand, you have all the perks that come with being a billionaire. The private jets, the fancy homes, the gourmet meals. But on the other hand, you're also the leader of a country, with all the responsibilities and challenges that come with that. It's a balancing act that not many people can pull off, but Mikati seems to be doing just fine. According to Forbes Middle East, Najib Mikati and his brother Taha were the biggest gainers among Arab billionaires in 2022, with each of them adding a whopping $700 million to their net worth. That's the kind of financial wizardry that separates the billionaires from the millionaires, folks. So yeah, Najib Mikati's living the high life, and he's got the bank account to prove it. But he's not the only telecom tycoon making waves in the Arab world. In fact, there's another name on our list that's been dominating the industry for decades. And he's got a fortune that makes Mikati's look like chump change. I'm talking about the one and only Naguib Sawiris, the Egyptian billionaire who's been building an empire in the telecom and media world for longer than some of y'all have been alive. With a net worth of $3.4 billion, Sawiris is in a league of his own, and he's got the art collection and real estate portfolio to prove it. Naguib Sawiris. Talking about Naguib Sawiris, the Egyptian media and telecom titan who's been building an empire for longer than some of you all have been alive. With a net worth of $3.4 billion, Sawiris ain't playing around when it comes to making money moves. So where's all that cash coming from? 2 words, Orascom. That's the company Sawiris built from the ground up, and it's been dominating the telecom and media game in Egypt and beyond. We're talking about Orascom Telecom Holding, Orascom Construction Industries, and Orascom Development Holding. These guys are the real deal. But Sawiris ain't just about the business side of things. Nah, he's also got a serious thing for luxury real estate. I mean, when you're worth $3.4 billion, you can afford to have a few high-end properties scattered around the globe, right? And let's not forget about his art collection. This guy's got a serious eye for the finer things in life. But here's the thing about Sawiris. He's not just in it for the money, he's also got a big heart when it comes to giving back to his community. The Sawiris Foundation for Social Development has been making waves in Egypt, supporting education, health and economic empowerment initiatives that are changing lives. And if you thought Sawiris was just another boring billionaire, think again. This guy's got some unique investments that'll make your head spin. Like, did you know he's into gold mining? Yeah, his company La Mancha Resources has been making moves in the precious metals game. But let's be real, when you're worth $3.4 billion, you ain't just investing in stocks and bonds. Nah, Sawiris is out there living the high life like you wouldn't believe. From his fleet of luxury cars to his private jets and yachts, this guy knows how to spend his money in style. And you know what's really cool about Sawiris? Despite all his wealth and success, he's still got a down-to-earth vibe that people can't get enough of. I mean, have you seen his social media? This guy's out there sharing his thoughts on everything from business to politics to social issues, and people are loving it. So yeah, Naguib Sawiris is a true original in the world of the ultra-wealthy. With his impressive fortune, his unique investments, and his commitment to giving back, he's proving that billionaires can be more than just flashy spenders. And with his larger-than-life personality and his willingness to take risks, there's no telling what this media and telecom titan will do next. Issad Rebrab and family. All right, mate, you already know we've been spotlighting some of the most baller Arab billionaires out there. But this next one, he's on a whole other level. Issad Rebrab is straight up dominating the game in Algeria with a net worth of $4.6 billion. Yeah, you read that right. $4.6 billion. This dude is the ultimate powerhouse. Now where's all that dough coming from? Rebrab's the mastermind behind Sevital, which just so happens to be the biggest privately held company in all of Algeria. And get this, Sevital's sugar refinery is one of the largest on the planet, cranking out a mind-blowing 2 million tons of refined sugar every single year. That's some serious sweetness right there. But here's the thing, even though Rebrab's rolling in cash, he ain't flashy about it. Nah, this guy keeps it classy with his elegant residences. We're talking luxurious villas that'll make your jaw drop. And when he's got a jet off somewhere, you better believe he's doing it in style with his own private planes. That's just how Rebrab rolls. But don't get it twisted. Rebrab's not just about the high life. He's also big on giving back to his community. Education and economic development in Algeria, yeah, those are the causes that are close to his heart. Forbes even gave him props, saying, Issad Rebrab is a self-made billionaire who has faced numerous challenges, including imprisonment, but continues to thrive in the business world. How's that for inspiration? And here's a fun fact for y'all. Despite being one of the richest dudes in the Arab world, Rebrab keeps it humble. He's all about using his wealth and influence to make Algeria a better place. I mean, how many billionaires do you know who are more focused on uplifting their country than flexing their cash? Now I know what you're thinking, Rebrab's gotta have some crazy investments, right? Well, get this, Sevital's got their hands in everything from steel to food processing to technology. These guys are making moves in all kinds of industries, and it's paying off big time. But here's the wild part, even with all that success, Rebrab's wealth actually took a bit of a dip recently. In 2022, he was sitting pretty at $5.1 billion, but now he's down to $4.6 billion. I mean, let's be real. That's still an insane amount of money, but it just goes to show that even the biggest ballers can have their ups and downs. At the end of the day though, Issad Rebrab is a force to be reckoned with. He's the kind of billionaire who's not just about the glitz and the glam, he's about making a real difference in the world. And with his drive, his vision and his serious business savvy, there's no telling how far he'll go. But hold up, y'all thought Rebrab was impressive. Wait until you hear about the guy who's snagged the top spot on our list of Arab billionaires, Nassef Sawiris. Alright, listen up, because we finally made it to the top spot on our list of Arab billionaires, and this guy, he's in a completely different stratosphere. I'm talking about Nassef Sawiris, the richest Arab in the world with a mind-blowing net worth of $7.4 billion. Yeah, you heard that right, $7.4 billion. This dude is straight up loaded. So where's all that cash coming from? Two words: fertilizers and sportswear. Sawiris is the mastermind behind OCI, one of the biggest nitrogen fertilizer producers on the planet. We're talking plants in Texas and Iowa, cranking out the good stuff that keeps our crops thriving. But that's not all. Sawiris has also got a major stake in Adidas, owning nearly 6% of the company. That's some serious shoe game right there. But here's the thing, even though Sawiris is sitting on a mountain of cash, his net worth actually took a bit of a dip recently. In 2022, he was riding high at $7.7 billion, but now he's down to $7.4 billion. I mean, let's be real. That's still an insane amount of money, but it just goes to show that even the richest of the rich can have their ups and downs. But enough about the numbers. Let's talk about how Sawiris is living that royal lifestyle. This guy's got luxury real estate scattered all over the globe, from New York to London. And when it comes to the finer things in life, Sawiris is all about it. He's got a serious passion for fine art and historical artifacts, always on the hunt for those rare, one-of-a-kind pieces that'll make your jaw drop. And here's the thing, Sawiris isn't just making waves in the Arab world. Nah, this guy's got influence on the global wealth stage. Forbes Middle East even gave him props, saying Egypt's Nassef Sawiris is still the wealthiest Arab worldwide. That's some serious clout right there. But Sawiris isn't just about the business side of things. He's also got his hands in the world of sports, investing in European football clubs like it's nobody's business. I mean, when you're worth $7.4 billion, you can pretty much do whatever you want, right? So yeah, Nassef Sawiris is the ultimate Arab billionaire. With his crazy net worth, his royal lifestyle, and his global influence, this guy is in a league of his own. And you know what's really wild? Despite all his success, Sawiris is still out there making moves, investing in new ventures, and flexing his financial muscles like it's nothing. Billionaires' extravagant properties and homes. You'll already know these Arab billionaires are living large, but their cribs, they're on a whole other level. I'm talking about properties so luxurious they'll make your jaw drop and your bank account cry. Let's kick things off with Nassef Sawiris. You know, the richest Arab in the world? Well, he's got a seriously swanky estate in New York City that's all about that prime location and one-of-a-kind style. We're talking unique architecture and interiors that'll make you feel like you've stepped into a whole new world of opulence. But Sawiris ain't the only one with a taste for the finer things. Issad Rebrab, the Algerian powerhouse, has got a mansion in Algiers that's straight up legendary. Picture this: sprawling gardens, top-notch security, and amenities that'll make you feel like royalty. And then there's Hussein Sajwani, the real estate mogul who's got properties all over the globe. But his most talked about pad, a penthouse in Dubai's Burj Khalifa, where the views are so insane, you'll feel like you're on top of the world, literally. Meanwhile, Mohammed Mansour's rocking an opulent residence in Cairo that's all about that perfect blend of traditional Egyptian vibes and modern luxury. We're talking private rec facilities and grounds that go on for days. And Naguib Sawiris, he's living it up on the French Riviera with a villa that's the ultimate mix of Mediterranean charm and classic sophistication. Picture yourself lounging by the private dock or strolling through the lush gardens. It's like something straight out of a movie. But wait, there's more. Najib Mikati's Beirut property is a straight-up symbol of extravagance, with security that's tighter than Fort Knox and a style that's equal parts traditional Lebanese and cutting-edge contemporary. And Taha Mikati's Monaco estate, it's all about those breathtaking Mediterranean views, private beach access, and interiors that'll make you feel like you've died and gone to luxury heaven. And don't even get me started on Abdullah bin Ahmad Al Ghurar's Dubai mansion. This place has got it all: private pools, a home theater, and a garden that's bigger than most people's entire houses. Then there's Suhail Bahwan's Muscat residence, which is like a perfect fusion of old-school Omani architecture and modern extravagance. We're talking courtyards for days, private suites, and finishes that are so high-end that you'll feel like you're in a five-star hotel. Last but definitely not least, Abdullah Al Futtaim's UAE home is the definition of go big or go home. This place is massive, with guest houses and outdoor entertaining spaces that'll make you want to throw the party of the century. And the style, it's a genius combination of traditional and modern that'll have you drooling. So, yeah, when it comes to living large, these Arab billionaires are in a league of their own. Their properties are like something out of a fairy tale, with luxury and extravagance at every turn. Luxury travel, private jets and yachts. All right. Let's talk about how these Arab billionaires are jet-setting around the globe like it's nothing. I'm talking private planes decked out with all the bells and whistles, and yachts so big they could practically be their own country. Take Nassif Sawiris, for example. This guy's got a serious case of wanderlust, and he's got the toys to make it happen. He's always hopping on his private jet to handle business on different continents, but he's not afraid to use it for some well-deserved R&R too. And then there's Isad Ribrab and his family, the second richest Arabs out there. These guys have got a whole fleet of luxury yachts that they use to cruise around the Mediterranean like they own the place. We're talking exclusive private getaways that'll make you green with envy. But Hussein Sajwani, the real estate guru from the UAE, might just have 'em beat. His net worth has been skyrocketing lately, and he's been using that cash to snag some seriously high-end private jets and yachts that'll make your head spin. This guy can bounce between his properties all over the world without breaking a sweat. Meanwhile, Mohammed Mansour, the Egyptian billionaire, is all about that jet-set life too. He's got a private plane that he uses for business and pleasure, hitting up the most exclusive resorts and destinations on the planet. And Naguib Sawiris, he's living the yacht life with his floating palace called Yala. This baby is his home base for epic Mediterranean cruises, VIP parties, and hush-hush getaways. But let's not forget about Najib Mikati, the Lebanese PM who's got travel style for days. This guy's using private jets for his political duties and his downtime, so he can kick back in total privacy and comfort. And the Al Ghurair family from the UAE, they're all about those luxury yachts too, throwing the most talked about shindigs and family reunions on the water. Abdullah Al Futtaim, another Emirati billionaire, is jetting around the world on his private plane to keep tabs on his business empire and hit up the hottest global events. And Suhail Bahwan, the Omani tycoon, wouldn't be caught dead flying commercial. Nah, he's all about that private jet life, whether it's for closing deals or kicking back with the fam. Last but not least, there's Taha Mikati, the telecom mogul who's using his private plane to zip off to the most exclusive spots on the map. Because when you're living that billionaire lifestyle, your travel game's gotta be just as luxe, am I right? But y'all ain't seen nothing yet. These Arab billionaires are doing more than just jetting around the world and cruising on their yachts. Art collections and rare items. So you already know these Arab billionaires are living that luxury lifestyle with their insane properties and their private jets. But let me tell you, their art collections are on a whole other level. We're talking rare, one-of-a-kind pieces that are so exclusive that most people don't even know they exist. Take Nassif Sawiris, for example. This guy's not just the richest Arab in the world, he's also a major player in the art scene. He's always investing in those prestigious pieces and supporting cultural institutions like it's his job. And then there's Isad Ribrab, Algeria's only billionaire. He's not just about that business life, he's also known for his love of art and rare items. His company, Tsevital, is always supporting those cultural projects and making sure the art world knows his name. But let's not forget about Naguib Sawiris, the media and telecom titan. This guy's got an art collection that'll make your jaw drop. He's all about that contemporary art and he's always showing up to exhibitions like he owns the place. Meanwhile, Najib Mikati and his brother Taha, the Lebanese power duo, are using their billions to make a real difference in the arts. They're always funding those cultural projects in Lebanon and making sure the art scene is thriving. And Hussein Sajwani, the real estate mogul, his properties aren't just about that luxury life, they're also showcasing his incredible taste in art. We're talking exclusive collections and rare pieces that'll make you do a double take. The Al Ghurair family from the UAE, they're not just about that business empire. They're also major contributors to the art world. always getting involved in those cultural initiatives and showing off their impressive collections. And Mohammed Mansour, the Egyptian tycoon, has got a portfolio that's as diverse as it gets. He's investing in high-end art and rare collectibles like it's nothing. Even the Al Futtaim family, known for their automotive empire, can't resist the allure of the art world. They've got a private collection that features works from some of the most renowned artists out there. And last but not least, there's Suhail Bahwan, the Omani magnate. This guy's collection of Islamic art and antiques is something else. It's like a testament to the rich cultural heritage of the Arab world. So yeah, these Arab billionaires aren't just about that flashy lifestyle. They love to keep the finest things in life also.